Okay, we'll stand up to begin, and then we will get down. Quite obviously, take your feet out wide, soft knees, so there's just a little kind of like grounding through your legs, and swoop your arms round, side to side, round to the side of your body. Let your arms be long and loose, and a swooshing. You're really not trying to do anything other than rotate, and your arms just flick round with the rotation. For those who weren't in yoga, just the last class and don't know where I am on the Isle of Paris, and this is our view. Pretty stunning. Very windy though. It's still beautifully warm, as it is where you are as well, I hope. Come to center. And then again, when your arms come to center, just do a few of those little bounces in your legs so you know you're still sitting slightly, you're not bending them a lot, just soft into your knees. Then let your pelvis really ground through your legs. Hug your belly in, take a side bend down to the right, center, side bend down to the left, and center. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. Keep the legs and the pelvis exactly as they are. Is one knee bending more than the other when you side bend? Okay, notice if it is, and try and keep both legs exactly the same. The bottom triangle of this shape doesn't move. Your belly stays hugging in. We're doing a couple more each way. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Hands come onto your hips. Walk your feet in a little narrower so they're hip distance apart. One heel lifts, one heel stays down. And switch. The other heel lifts, the other heel down. Okay, and keep your hips nice and level. Pushing the front of the foot forwards. It's like your knee is picking the heel up. Knee picking the heel up. Your knee is pressing forward so you can get a nice opening in the front of your ankle. Keep the top of your head reaching up tall. So we're trying to keep a nice elongation through the whole body. Gently staying engaged still in the lower abdomen. Okay, when your right heel goes to the ground, keep the left heel lifted, pause, hug in the belly. Now feel the heel is connected to your knee lifting, the knee is connected to your hip, connected to your belly, and then float the leg. From your core, your leg is lifted, circle your foot. Change direction. Place your foot back down, lift the right heel, hug the leg up into your core so you stay level in your hips, and then float the leg, circle. Change direction. Foot back down. Same thing, back to the first side again. Lift the heel, keep the hips level. Just keep your heel lifted. Take your arms forwards. Open your right arm out to the side. Your left arm out to the side. Inhale forward. So your left knee is lifted and your left arm is opening. And then center, left knee is lifted, left arm is opening. Keep the knee exactly where it is. Keep the hips facing forwards. Again, notice if your lower body is turning, try not to let it. This time when your arm opens, stay there with your arm open, pause, stand nice and tall, keep hugging the belly in and see if the knee can lift. Maybe hold the knee with your right hand, keeping your left arm open out behind. Flex your toes up toward the knee. Stand confidently through your right leg. Foot goes back down, come back into center, and then just do a little wriggle out. Hands back onto your hips, hug the belly in and lift the right heel. Hover the right knee. Take your arms forwards. Open your right arm. Oh, sorry, we're keeping the toe on the floor to begin with and close. Keep the toe on the floor. Open and close. See if you can do that without your knee moving. So when your arm and chest turn, your both knees stay facing forwards, both hips stay facing forwards. You don't feel any shift or change in your feet. Do the best you can. Good. You're going to open your arm this time, stay open. And if you can, lift up the right knee, catch hold of it with your left hand. Right arm wide out behind, you're twisting, you're balancing, and flex your toes up towards your knee. Stand a little taller. Come back to center, return your foot to the floor, and a little wiggle out. Good, okay, so standing down the long line of your mat, inhale tall, hug the belly in, exhale, chin drops to chest, and we're rolling the spine down, trying to keep the legs gently gripping into the bones so the legs stay steady and firm. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, roll your way back up again, pulling your belly towards your spine, rolling up, rolling up. Inhale, shoulders roll back, looking forwards. Exhale, rolling down again, chin to chest, hugging belly in. Bottom of the roll down, inhale. Exhale, pull back up through the spine. Like your front core is pressing to your back core. Inhale, shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, 2 more of those, rolling your spine down. Keep the legs steady. Feel the sit bones get a little higher. When you roll up, you can feel the front of your body pressing the back of your body all the way back up like a rolling pin. The front of your body is the rolling pin. The back of your body is being rolled up. Inhale. Exhale, 1 more. Inhaling as you get to the floor or to the bend. And exhaling as you roll up. Hands back onto your hips, firm your belly. Bend your knees by sitting your hips back. Okay, and then take your arms out in front of you. As you're going to lift your right heel, so your right knee lifts a little higher and then lower it back down, just one at a time, then left, and then lower it back down. As your right knee lifts, drop your right arm and take it behind you, and then bring your arms forwards as the heel goes down. As your left heel lifts, take your left arm back and behind. So there's a bit of a rotation in your little sitting position here. Heel down as your arms are forwards. Heel up as you twist. Heel down as your arms are forwards. Heel up as you twist. The easier way to twist here is for your arm to make a semicircle toward the floor and behind. Toward the floor and back. So you end up with your thumb up in front of you and your little finger up behind you. Thumb up in front of you, little finger up behind you. Last time. Both heels are down, and then bow forwards over bent legs and then start to straighten them out. Give your head a little yes nod. And a little no turn. Come down onto your hands and knees. Okay, straight arm, cat-cow. Inhale, lower the belly button, gaze forwards. Exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, gaze under. Inhale, lower the belly button, gaze forwards. Exhale, belly button to spine, gaze under. Another like that. Then a flat back, look just ahead of your hands. Spread your fingers more, straighten your arms more, and press your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your flat back, straighten your right leg out with the toes tucked, ready to load that leg for plank. Second leg extends, holding your plank. Keep the arms straight and keep pressing the shoulders away from your ears. Shoulders should be lining with your thumb joints. If you need a lighter option, knees can touch the floor, but make a straight line from your knees out through the top of your head. Keep reaching, pushing out through your heels. Few more breaths. Your knees go down, you're sitting back into a child's pose. Extend your arms long in front. And then bring your arms down by your side. Arms face the ceiling. And then interlace your hands behind your lower back. Roll your shoulders back and see if the arms can lift a little. Don't worry if they can't, just try to do your best. So roll your shoulders back, try straightening your arms and lifting. Lower them back down. Before you undo your fingers, notice which thumb is crossed first, which one is closer to your lower back. And then undo them. Come forward onto your forearms. Look between your thumbs. So we reached back with the right leg first last time. This time, straighten out your left leg and we'll do a forearm plank. So load the weight into your left leg. Right leg extends. Your hips will lower so that they're level with your shoulders. Keep your gaze between your thumbs. Keep pressing the ground away with your forearms and keep nice and long right out through the top of your head. So we're neither letting the head fall where you could see your feet or lift too high where you can see forwards. If your head falls, your hips are likely to hinge up too high. And if you look forwards, your hips are likely to drop too low. So keep your head level, and that's going to help you to get this orientation between your head, your chest, your hips, and ideally out through your heels. But you can have your knees on the floor if you need to. We've got about another 2 or 3 breaths. Keep hugging in the muscles of your lower belly, around the ribs. One more breath. Lower your knees down, sit back, arms in front, child's pose. Stretch. And then bring your arms all the way down by your side, palms up to the ceiling. Relax your arms heavily, shoulders heavy. When you interlace your hands behind your backs, can you do it with the other thumb crossed? So your left dominant way, maybe you feel a bit weird. Roll your shoulders back away from the floor and try your best to straighten your arms. Lift them up if you can. And then release your arms down. And then come to lie on your tummy. Anyone who wants to work harder with these, you can add hand weights or wrist weights. Forehead on the floor, arms down by your side, palms up. Lengthen out through your legs so the top of your feet, your pointed feet, stretch further down the mat. And as you press into them, the knees engage. Leave everything on the floor apart from your arms. Roll your shoulders back so that your shoulders lift your whole arm up. And your arms now should feel like they're as high as the back of your body, arms facing the ceiling. Get longer and longer out through your spine to the top of your head. So you're not lifting, really, you're lengthening, and naturally your head might float slightly off the floor. But you haven't thought about trying to lift, you just thought about trying to lengthen. And then from being longer, just stay here and pulse your arms up and down. Going 10, 9, 8, 7, just the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay there. Now think about lifting your chest up so your chest starts to look forwards a bit more. You didn't lift your head higher. The chest lifted and your head might have come up higher. Hug the belly in, squeeze up the pelvic floor muscles, and then float the legs. Stretch the top of the feet like they're stretching down the mat, but they're stretching through the air now. Pulse your arms again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the floor, feet to the floor, and push back. Child's pose with your arms stretched in front. And then let's straighten. Interlace your hands behind your lower back. And roll your shoulders away from your knees as your arms try and lift up and over behind you, just whatever amount they can. If you're recovering from a shoulder injury or you're just a bit tighter in this area, it might just be that you put your fingertips together or you put your hands around the back of your thighs instead of taking your arms all the way over. Those are more up and close the heel of your hands together. Release your hands towards your bottom again, down to the floor, and walk forwards to a plank position. Line yourself up in your plank, looking just slightly forwards on the floor, shoulders away from ears. I'm going to touch my knees to the ground because I get much better push-ups with the knees touching the floor, but feel free to have your knees off the floor if you can maintain a plank-like line. Bend your elbows, go about 1/3 to half the way down and push back up again. We're going to do 8 more of those, 9 more of those, then we'll have done 10. 8 more now. 8, 7. Keep the elbows neatly in if you can. Keep the shoulders rolling away from the ears. 5, 4. And that same thing with the hips. We don't want them to sag or to lift up too high. So try and keep your head in line with your spine. 2, I think. 1. On the next bend, go all the way down to the floor, land there, and take your arms out in front of you. Come onto your fingertips. So your wrists are lifted, the palms are lifted. And with your legs out behind, come onto the toe tips. So your heels are lifted, your knees and thigh bones are lifted. Get longer through your spine and give a little lift through your chest. So as your chest lifts, your head lifts. You're not trying to lift your head, you're just letting it be the continuation extension of your spine. Now keep that with your toes and fingers touching the floor. Now cinch in the waist, zip up your pelvic floor. Let's start by trying to point the feet for 5 and then touch the toes to the floor. For 4, touch the toes to the floor. For 3, for 2, for 1, keep your toes pointed, feet off the floor, and then try and straighten your fingers out in front of you. For 5, touch the floor. For 4, touch the floor. You could just do 1 arm at a time if 2 arms is too much. Okay, and either fingers on the floor or extending through your arms and get longer, but also hug in through the middle. And now we're going to bounce opposite arm and opposite leg toward the ground and switching sides. Keep your head steady. Keep the hips steady. 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Relax. Hands to the floor. Push back to child's pose. Stretch your arms forwards. And then straighten your legs. Interlace your hands behind your bottom, behind your back. Try and go with your less dominant cross. Shoulders roll away from your knees and arms lift, whatever amount you can. Make an alternative if you need to. And in your forward bend, the legs don't have to be dead straight. In fact, it's nice to bend the legs a bit more. It helps you to hinge at the hips more easily. When your hands come back down behind you, use your hands behind you on the floor to lower your bottom to sitting and bring your legs in front. Sitting on your bottom, legs in front of you. Arms in front, we're just going to use your core to roll down slowly, slowly, slowly to the floor. So as you come down with control. When you get all the way to the floor, elbows on the ground, and put your fingers onto your hip points. Bring your feet together. Keep your hips facing the ceiling. Open your right knee out to the side. Left knee doesn't move. Close it back in. Open your left knee. Right knee doesn't move. Close it back in. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the knee in. Inhale, open. Exhale, close the knee in. When your knee opens out to the side, try and draw the sides of the waist down at the same time so it stops you from arching in your back. Especially if you're tighter in your legs, your back will want to arch. It's not about how wide you can go. It's about trying to open the leg without anything else shifting. Almost try and make a little bit of an imprint in your lower back. Great. And then separate your feet just a few inches, arms down by your side. Press your arms down into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, tilt the tailbone up and roll up through a shoulder bridge. So you're rolling to the shoulders, making a bridge shape with your body, and then rolling your way back down again. Inhale as you land. Exhale, lift the tailbone and roll up lower back, mid back, upper back until you get to the shoulder blades. Inhale. And exhale, roll your way back down. Imagine you've got something wrapped around your knees and it's keeping them from falling apart. So when you roll up and down, the knees don't get any wider. They are slightly apart already, but they're not falling any wider apart. Okay, roll this bridge up and stay up at the top. Keep your elbows on the floor and touch your fingers onto your hip points just to check they stay level. If you struggle to do this with your hips lifted, you can always take your hips back down or leave this extra little movement out. So we're going to open the right knee to the side, keep the left knee still, and then close it back in. Take the left knee out to the side, keep the right leg still, and close it back in. Keep your hips level and try and keep the same height with your pelvis. So you're going to have to roll onto the edge of your foot as the knee opens. Inhale, open. Exhale, foot comes all the way back flat to the floor. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee all the way back flat to the floor. One more each side. So a little balancey, and it's delicate. It's one of those ones that you can easily not do this right. And then roll your way back down again. And bring the right knee towards your chest. Put your right hand near the ankle, as close to the ankle as you can, and the left hand onto the knee. And then just pull the shin and the hands against each other so there's some resistance, and lift your head. Bring your nose toward the inside line of the knee. At the same time, extend from the left knee, so your left leg is extended out 45 degrees. Just hold it there. Keep pulling against the right leg, pulling up through the chest, extending out through the left leg. Same sort of shape, but release your arms and hug the belly in, so you're feeling there's a nice deep scoop in the lower belly. You haven't lost the shape. Both knees come in, head to the floor. Put your right foot to the floor. Now your left hand goes to the left ankle, or as low down the shin as you can go. Right hand onto the right knee. Left knee, sorry. Okay, and press, so there's some resistance between the two of them. Neither of them move anywhere, but their presence is made between them. So you're going to use that to pull up. Look at where your right knee is. It stays exactly where it is. Extend the right leg out from the knee. See if you can hold that shape again, curling up and letting go. You want to hug in the lower belly to keep the rib cage curled up. Both knees come in, head to the floor. And just look right, look left. And then let's take that into single leg stretch. So this time, as you curl up, keep both knees bent initially. We're going to bring right hand to right ankle, extend the left leg, and then alternate from left to right. Inhale, switch, exhale, squeeze in. 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 Good. Keep the chest lifted. When you let go of the legs, because you're using your core muscles to keep the shape, we should find that the chest doesn't drop. For 3, for 3, for 2, for 2, for 1, for 1. Both knees come in, head to the floor. Left foot to the floor, right leg in the air, and slide your hands up the back of the right leg like you're trying to massage the back of the right leg long. Do that a few times from your bottom, up the back of the knee, up toward the heel. Do that one more time from your bottom, up the back of the leg. And keep hold as high as you can at the back of the leg. Lift your head and shoulders. And give a little pull on that leg for 5, 4. Keep your bottom down. 3, 2, 1. Right foot to the floor, head to the floor, left leg lifts. Massage from your bottom, up the back of the leg, up to the heel. Bottom, up the back of the leg to the heel. And again. Hold as high as you can. Lift your head and shoulders. Little pull back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. We'll go into scissors. So arms down by your side. Find neutral pelvis. Lock that in with your core and lift right leg. Lift left leg. We'll start with bent knees and we'll build up to straight legs. So from bent leg position, 90 degrees from the hips, knees, and tap your right foot to the floor and lift. Tap the left foot to the floor and lift. So we go double time. One foot taps down and you switch, the other foot taps down. And you switch and tap. And when you tap your foot to the floor, do 2 little taps as if the floor's hot. Hot, switch, hot, hot, switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, exhale, inhale, switch. So you're making time for the inhale between the switching of your legs, and you're making sure you're moving from your hip. At the same time, we're hugging in through the belly, following through the lower belly toward the spine so that we prevent the spine from arcing up. Okay, now whichever leg is lifted and whichever foot is down, keep it that way. Curl your head and shoulders up off the floor. Whichever leg is closest, hands go behind the leg. Massage up the back of the leg until you're holding as high as you can. Your other leg extends away from the knee, so we're in a double straight leg. You can stick with the bent legs if you need to. So double pull on the leg, double bounce with the other, and switch. Inhale, switch. Is the chest dropping? Can we use the cord to keep the head and chest lifted? 4, 4, switch. 4, 4, switch. 3, 3. 2, 2. 1, 1. Both legs up, knees into the chest, and then extend into a full body stretch. Legs out long, arms over behind. Wriggle the waist long. A little banana stretch, feet to the right corner, head and shoulders to the right. Pull on the left wrist, cross over the left ankle. A little switch to the other side, banana stretch to the left, feet to the left, head and shoulders to the left. You can cross right ankle over left ankle. You can pull on the right wrist, but make sure the back of your body stays flat to the floor. That means right shoulder stays down, right buttock stays down. And then undo that side, come back to center. Once you're back in the center, bring your right knee to your chest and just give it a squeeze in. Release. Left knee into your chest, give it a little squeeze in. Release. Open your legs, lift your head, holding behind your head to lift it. And then as you lift your head, try and kind of walk your shoulders up and wider. And then lower your head back down, back of the neck nice and long, and release your arms, palms down. So we've got some length into the neck and your spine, shoulders fall apart. Legs fall. Now walk your shoulder blades in narrower underneath the back of your chest, so your shoulder blades kind of walking a bit closer towards each other. Your arms turn palms upwards and relax. Your chest is a bit more open now. Just feel a nice soothing calm wash over you. The calmness that stillness brings. The calm that being quiet brings. Just be quiet within yourself. Feel there's a calm tone to this moment. Wriggle your fingers and toes and take a nice big full body stretch. Bend your legs so your feet are on the floor and interlace your hands behind your head. Then bring your elbows in a little narrower. Lift your head and shoulders just when you thought we'd finished. We're going to do a few little abdominal circles. So start to rotate circles around with your chest, holding your head as you circle the chest up, round, side to side and back down again. Up, round, side to side and back down. 2 more this way. 1 more this way and then change direction. Up, round. So there's a little circular movement through the back of your chest. 3. Keep the legs still. 2. 1. and down. Turn onto your side, push up to sitting, and sit with your legs either straight or crossed. Take one hand out to the side, other arm up, and lean over. Press your hand on the floor to help open your opposite ribs wide. Thumb presses back a bit more. Up and over the other way. So get long and then go over. Hand pushes in the floor to push the opposite ribs wide. And again, try drawing the thumb back a bit more. Come all the way back up. Both hands touch the ground. Reach up through the top of your head. Keep that height. Well done. Thank you very much. Stay nice and tall, elegant through your evening, through your week. And I will see you for some more Pilates next Monday night, those who can join. Thanks a lot.